What is up, YouTube? Welcome to the Extra Point, episode 52. I'm Hunter. This is Nick. How you doing?
Doing well, as always. And how are you?
I'm doing all right. Just got off work, kind of tired.
I know the feeling.
Yep. We're here with episode 52. A lot of surprises this week, a lot of injuries, and trade deadline just hit. So, a couple trades, one big release that literally just happened.
Big fucking trade.
As soon as we started recording, a release just happened. Kind of feel bad for him, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Are you ready to get started?
Let's get started.
All right. Topic number one: surprises of the week. A couple teams beat a couple teams lower than them, a lot lower than them.
That's right.
And we'll be going over your team last, but the first team is probably the biggest surprise. The Jets beating the fucking Bengals.
Mike fucking White, man.
Mike White.
I don't know if his numbers are that flashy, but...
Magic White.
Is that what they're calling him?
I just said that. Magic White.
Oh, I love it, though.
Yeah,
Magic White.
Magic White.
Dude, if they win... I don't know who they're playing. If they win next
Pat
week with him
McAfee
at quarterback...
said that. I think Pat McAfee said that, but
I love
not,
that.
Magic
If they
White.
win next week, if he's at quarterback, I will be... It's like my love for, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I'm going to root for that guy every fucking game he plays.
Only
That's
two
so
quarterbacks ever to throw for 400 yards in their debut. Mike White, Cam
Newton. That's right.
He went 37 for 45. 37 for 45, by the way. Holy shit.
That's insane. What is that, like 85, 86%
over 80%
or some shit?
405 yards, 3 picks. He did have 2 interceptions. Or 3 touchdowns, 2 picks.
Two picks. But he scored big in the fourth quarter, over 400 yards.
Yeah. What a stud.
Yeah.
And after we just got done talking about the Bengals being a damn good team, they go out and play
number
that
one
shit.
ranked team in the AFC at the time.
And they go out and play that shit. 2 big losses for 2 teams in the AFC North that we said could win it all.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jets pulling it out, moving to 2 wins now, and they are not.
They are not the worst team in the league. You know what?
NFL.
They're not the worst team in their division. The Dolphins only have 1 win. The Dolphins can't.
Who would have thought about that?
Yeah, and it was against us by a point.
Yeah, who would have thought that?
On paper, you'd think Dolphins would be close to a playoff team.
I mean, I want to say Tua being absent does hurt them a little bit.
Yeah.
But they aren't. Yeah, they're not a great team. Brian Flores is
they're
on the hot
competitive
seat.
when he plays.
He's on the hot seat.
You think so?
Yes. I think Brian Flores, he's had more than a couple years to turn that team around. And I think he's on the hot seat.
I do think their defense has been lackluster for him being defensive mind, and they got a stacked defensive backfield. You'd think they'd be pretty
with
top
all those
notch,
trades they made a couple years ago, they should be. So yeah, I think he's on the hot seat. But
yeah, the Jets are honestly, they've already upset the Titans and the fucking Bengals, who are both, playoff team. Well, Bengals got a tough division. I don't know anymore, but
the Jets just ran all over. They beat them to a pulp. The passing game was there. Obviously, with 400 yards, the run game was there, averaging over 4 yards a carry.
Big plays too. Like they had, I think if you count field goals and touchdown, we're going to count PATs, just 6 points in field goals. They left at least 11 or 12 points just off goal line failures. Literally, we'll just call it red zone. They had 4 drops on third downs. One of them was like an drop, but it's it was in his hands. He dropped it, and the offensive line's way better than what they were. I don't know.
Well, we talked about that last week. I disagree.
Yeah. Well, you didn't say they were. I didn't say they're great. I just thought they were pretty decent.
I think they're playing
going off
better than they are because they didn't help offensive line. They had one of the worst in the league last year, if not the worst, and they didn't upgrade it at all.
Well, the last 2, which is weird considering they're trying to build what they got. They got the receivers, but still, you got to give the quarterback time to throw.
They should this draft. Definitely should.
Yeah, and they definitely. But they screwed it, man. I got it right here. The last 2 drives that the Bengals had to score, which they went scoreless, which is where they lost the lead. They made it a 1-possession game because Jets scored immediately. Then they got sacked on third down, back-to-back third downs, and the last 2 drives gave up sacks.
Yep.
That's just pretty bad, man.
The Bengals didn't even have anything going for them on offense, really. You talking about the drops? I don't think it was Joe Burrow's fault mainly.
No.
They couldn't get the run game going. They only averaged 2.4 yards a carry with Joe Mixon.
And Jamar, like, was it one man on him, or was he just having a bad day? I mean, he got shut down pretty good.
He went 9 targets, 3 receptions for 32 yards and a touchdown.
I mean, that's
so
for him.
6 catches unaccounted for, or
yeah,
that didn't happen. So yeah, that was a tough day for the Bengals. I definitely
cool to watch though. Watch the fucking Jets win. That
Magic
was awesome.
White, man, Magic White. I'm not gonna say the Bengals are completely done.
No.
They're not dead.
No, but
was a bad
they
loss.
kind of have like a big game next week though against the Browns.
Yep.
And I don't know if we can call it. I didn't have it on the list, but now I think about it, Steelers being the Browns, Steelers record's kind of horse shit. The Browns are, I think, on paper, way better than the Steelers, and they fucking blew that game. So, yeah, that's another team in
Steelers
shambles.
beating the Browns 15-10. The Browns are now 4-4. Pittsburgh 4-3, and they are not last in the division now. The Browns are.
That's right. Well,
kind of
because the bye. What a division, though. Holy shit.
And they beat them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Big Ben, he did decent. 22-34, 266 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Najee Harris, dude, he's fucking killing it.
Dude, he could be better than Derrick Henry. He's popping. Remember how Derrick Henry kind of took like a year or so to get like going?
Yep.
Right? Dude, Najee's already in it. I think he's on pace for 1,000.
Yeah, definitely. Offensive Rookie of the Year, you got Jamar Chase, and Najee Harris is right there. I don't think he's caught him, but he's there. I mean, he's only averaged 3.5 yards a carry.
Season's halfway. We got another whole half season. He can easily take over.
But yeah, so something big came out today. Some guy on Twitter went on a rant about how Baker Mayfield is purposely avoiding throwing to Odell to make him look bad. Some random guy on Twitter tweeted that.
Well,
and Odell Beckham Jr.'s dad, Odell Beckham Sr.
I saw that.
Replied with 3 green check marks, saying, "Yep, that's legit." So
interesting
drama in Cleveland, just like there was drama in New
Cleveland.
York.
Wow, that never happens.
Well, there was drama in New York with Odell. He left, said he was reborn. Jarvis Landry, his old friend, he's got him now. Yep. And now there's drama in Cleveland, pointing to once again the quarterback.
Yep. Dude. He's not a head case off the field as bad as AB, but on the field it's similar to AB when Juju Smith-Schuster came in and he was so good those first few years. Still pretty good. And AB wasn't getting as many targets, still going off because he's so good. Right. But, and then it literally just left because he didn't, give it. He thought he wasn't getting respect. He wasn't getting enough targets. Odell's doing the same thing. But me and you have been saying all year, he's really averaged out at least the last couple of years. You could say it's on injuries. Maybe it is. I don't know. But, the dude has drop passes on third down. I'm talking about targets.
Big time.
He's always throwing Odell on third downs, which he's open half the time. But, the other day, he fell down. He went a great route, passed a long time, just fucking fell down. He's doing dumb shit like that. He's falling down. He's dropping the ball. Who wants to throw it to that fucking guy?
Well, this game, he did have 1 target for 1 catch for 6 yards.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
So he got clamped on then.
Jarvis Landry. Oh, yeah. I mean, he might not have been open. Exactly. But apparently, according to that guy, I didn't watch the game fully. But according to that guy, he just didn't target him at all. But meanwhile, Jarvis Landry had 10 targets. Joku, 3. Rashad Higgins, 4. Harrison Bryant, 2. So, I don't know. It just seems like drama's following Odell wherever he goes, and he's just going to cry. Which he didn't come out and say it. His dad did.
Yeah.
But get your family under control, dude. Because if I was an NFL player,
get your pops, man.
No,
get your pops.
Fuck no, because you're gonna ruin my career.
Yep.
But yeah, the Browns just got shut down. I mean, it was a close game. It wasn't a blowout or anything. But
yeah,
when you get shut down like that, especially a run game, you're gonna lose. The Browns are gonna lose because that's what they rely on.
Yeah.
Being the number 1 rushing team in the league.
Yeah. Well, and granted, it's different now without Kareem Hunt for pretty much week 10, if I'm not mistaken.
They're receiving.
I mean, the backup's pretty good. Had a good game last week. Great game last week. Helped him win, but he had a pretty shit game. He's not a good receiver. That's what I noticed. Kareem Hunt's kind of that guy that they would put in the 2-back with Nick Chubb, and he'll get the 6-7 catches. And Ernest Johnson had 2 or 3 drops in the backfield. Looked like fucking Chuba Hubbard out there.
Yep.
No offense. First guy that came to my mind.
I agree.
But yeah, it's just a one-man show back there, so maybe Kareem Hunt was a bigger deal than I thought. I don't know.
Now, do you think the Steelers are going to be rejuvenated right now. I mean, passing the Browns.
I didn't think they were out of it anyway. It's such a close division, so it literally all the division games between all four of the teams are huge. Like they just had a huge one. They lost to the Bengals the first time? Steelers did.
Yep.
But did they beat the Browns the first time, or did they?
I don't think they played twice. I can't remember.
Oh, they didn't play twice already. Okay, so we'll call it 1-1 in the division. I mean, they have only games they need to win. Literally, can lose every game. They have to win the division games because teams like the Ravens, they've already won their few extra games. Seriously. Mm-hmm. Like they've won a few extra. Bengals have won a couple extra outside of their division. Yeah, so basically the Bengals and the Ravens have won the games they need to win. So they just have to try and win their division, right? Yeah. They don't have to worry about extra games. Obviously, they're going to try and win, but they don't have to. The Steelers and the Browns really they got to win all their division games. I don't just to have a chance. Is it possible that the whole division makes it in the playoffs? That's not possible, right?
No, there's no way. I mean, three of the four can make it.
3 of the 4 can make it, but not 4 of 4.
Correct.
That is a crying shame. Yeah, that's a crazy division.
I was talking about last week that the Ravens beat the Chargers. Yeah. The Bengals and Browns, I believe, already lost to them. So they already got one up right there.
Yeah.
I mean, it can go either way, but yeah, division games are going to
that's what's going to decide those two seasons.
I think the Steelers are the worst team, honestly, in the division.
I think their defense is outstanding, though. That could win this game. It did last week.
But I mean, if the Browns keep this drama going, they're fucked. And the injuries is what fucking them. Kareem Hunt being hurt, that is a big time. Nick Chubb being hurt before Kareem Hunt. They can't have both their running backs healthy for some reason.
And also, we're going to see how good of a coach Stefanski really is. How he's going to handle the Odell thing. How they're going to turn their thing around. I mean, that's a big deal. It's a lot of that's on coaching and how you let things happen. Speaking of coaching, there was another upset, and I think the Buccaneers had about 12 or 13 penalties. That didn't help them at all.
Ooh, Bruce Arians was pissed.
I bet he was.
Pissed. So the Saints beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 36-27.
You called that one.
I said they're going, what?
You called the Saints. You said they were real deal. I didn't agree with you. They are the real deal.
Now, I did say Tampa was going to go 16-1. They now have 2 losses and to a division opponent. Didn't think that would happen. So now it's a closer matchup in the NFC South. You got New Orleans at 5-2, Tampa is 6-2. Saints beat Tampa 36-27. What did you see?
Well, defense, man. Listen, it's their front seven is probably the best in football, next to the Rams. We'll talk about that later, but we'll call them the best for now. After that, it is a major, major decline. And a lot of it's due to injury. I mean, they've had a lot of key guys out. But, dude, they're just... Guys are wide open. Listen, Trevor Siemian I don't think he made a single, wow pass the whole second half that he played. But,
we'll get to Jameis being out as well later.
Yeah. And which that sucks. And I think they would have won if he was in. I mean... He's a better quarterback, obviously, and they were winning substantially when he was in. Yeah. Their defensive backfield is shaky. It's not quite Kansas City, but I don't have the stats, but it's got to be close to last. They're not good in almost any passing category defensively. Offensively, well, hey, it's very rarely do you say Brady lost in the game, but man, he had a pick earlier in the game I thought was ugly. And then the pick 6 to ice the game when Brady... I thought they were going to win. Literally. Because they only scored a field goal. I was like, they're only down by...
Not going to lie. The first couple plays before that pick, I had bad feelings. Because I was wanting... Brady was on one of my fantasy teams.
Yeah.
I wanted Brady to go down there and score real quick because I would have probably won this week.
But it was that feeling like he was like, it happened last year. He got his shit rocked except the playoff game. Mm-hmm. He struggled. And then, dude, that was such a mediocre throw. He didn't even shake the safety like he always did. He stared him down, and the guy read him like a book.
Yep.
Yeah,
me and the guy I was watching it with called it. As soon as he threw it, we're like, pick.
Yeah.
I mean, we could just... You're reading the safety. You can see the safety bite on it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they were winning. The Saints were winning 23-7, I believe, in the third quarter.
They were.
And they came back, obviously, but their defense couldn't stop the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
Defense couldn't do shit against the Saints, but also that goes with penalties because they got penalized
That's what I'm saying,
a
man.
lot. I mean, I believe at one drive in the fourth quarter that led to a Saints touchdown, they had 60 yards worth of penalties.
They did. Two were back-to-back third down possessions,
Yep.
in which they had, like, they would have stopped them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So penalties is what killed them. Now I think the Saints probably would have won anyway, just because Tampa's offense couldn't get going.
Yeah.
Brady wasn't on his shit.
Hell no.
And the Saints just were pouring it on and would not let up.
Yeah.
So, which is what I would like the Panthers to do. But anyway, we'll get to that later. But yeah,
We will.
pedal to the metal. Saints, big upset win, 36-27. They're a good team still. Now, going back to Odell, the Saints were reaching out, wanting Odell Beckham before the trade deadline. Yep. Didn't go through, obviously. We'll talk more about trades later. But, yeah, so that was if that would have happened, I don't know. That would have been another.
That would have been interesting.
I mean, but Jameis Winston's probably out for the year. We'll get to that in a minute. But,
yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be a tough one for the Saints later on. Losing Jameis, but they're a good team. We'll see if Simeon can pull it out.
Trevor Simeon, former Bronco.
Yeah.
Good for him, though.
I remember
Good for
when
him.
he started.
Good for him and Magic White.
Magic White. All right, the last upset of the week. I mean, we're not going to include the Packers and Cardinals. Props to Nick for calling that game.
I didn't call that fashion. What a game. What a fucking ending.
Props to the Packers having 11 people off. Or people out.
Yeah, they're number 1, 2, and 3 receivers out.
Yep, 11 total
so
injured, and Aaron Rodgers still pulls it out in amazing fashion.
Crazy.
AJ Green just wanted to retire mid-route.
Literally.
That's
literally
good.
Stopped and looked in the stands as the ball was in the air.
It's like you're playing Madden. It says controller disconnected.
Yeah,
like
literally. And your guy just went, all right. Oh, that was insane.
But so our last upset of the week is going to be the Patriots beat the Chargers who are now 4-3. Patriots are 4-4.
Yep.
Beat them 27-24.
Yep.
Now, Nick, you watched the whole game. Obviously, it's your team. What'd you see?
I'm going to be honest with you. I think we didn't even play that well overall. I thought our defense gave up really one huge run. They gave up a 75-yard run that let them score really early on. Other than that, talking about big plays or bad, defensive play was really great. Yep. A lot of 3-and-outs. They had 2 picks, and obviously the game changer. They had a pick 6 on Herbert to start the fourth quarter. In our fourth quarter, I don't have it up right now. They pulled it up during the game. We have the best point differential in the fourth quarter. Before their last-minute touchdown, we were up by 10. They got a touchdown with like 30 seconds left. We got mossed, actually. It was a great touchdown. Look it up. We almost had a pick, and this guy just bitched us. Anyway, was 41-10 in fourth quarter scoring. Only giving up 10 points. We'll call it 17 after their touchdown to our got another field goal. So 44-17 fourth quarter point differential. That's the best in the NFL. I found that out. That's pretty cool. The only reason I say we didn't play that great, our offense moved the ball, I think, every single drive. We were in there on their side of the field. Our red zone offense needs a lot of work.
Yep.
We had 2 straight possessions where we were in goal line. One of them went for a fourth down, didn't get it. The other one, first and goal on like the 5, ended up kicking a field goal from like a sack or something like that. And then we had 2 more another field goal later on. So
that'll be emphasized in practice, 100%.
Oh hell yeah! We'll talk about that when we transition to the next topic as well, because that's one of my keys. But yeah, so I thought our defense did better, and honestly, just Bill Belichick picking on Justin Herbert again. Last year we beat him 45-0, and he threw 3 picks last year. So Bill Belichick, and he did look like he was. I mean, you should have seen the pick. It might have been on the receiver.
The second one, I think, was the receiver.
What, Jared Cook?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, we weren't. It was one of those like we were pressuring, but it wasn't that bad. He would just he would see a guy blitz and go, "Oh shit!" And if you're watching, you're like, "He wasn't even that close to you." It's
so
weird.
I was doing some studying of film on actually just a couple plays that Justin Herbert got frazzled on, and so y'all would bring 4 people. Y'all would have 4 down linemen, okay, and your linebackers would blitz the middle.
Yeah.
They would all blitz at once, and then the linebackers would drop into coverage. And as soon as the linebackers dropped, the corner, the corner would come by, and Eckler's supposed to pick him up. He's worried about the linebackers in the middle. And even though you only have, since the linebackers back up, you have 4 to 5 people blitzing, which isn't that many. It still
your running back still has to get the right person.
Right. It still has. It still makes Justin Herbert feel like there's 30 people in front of his face because he's having to roll out.
I love when we do it all the time. Every game we play, you could probably see it. When you'll look up and there'll be one guy down lineman and 3 guys at the line. One of them's a cornerback, a linebacker, a safety, and they're all standing up, just moving around. And I'm smiling because I'm like, there's no way you can read that. There's no fucking way.
It's just a bunch of stunts that Bill Belichick
just out-schemed their coach 100%. If you want to, it's what it comes down to. And Mac Jones, we won the turnover battle. Every game we won the turnover battle, we've actually won. Shocker. I think that's a stat if it's like 89%. Well,
that's an obvious stat. I mean, if you win the turnover differential, you should win the game.
Yeah, like 90-something% of the time. Yeah, exactly.
You win turnover battle, you're going to win time of possession, and then you're most likely going to win the game.
I mean, Mac didn't do great. 18 of 35 is not great. 218 yards, but his fourth quarter was good. He had 4 third down completions in a row, passes in a row. So, they did enough to win. But still, I do think we can play better. So, I mean, that's just me.
Overall, I just think your defense beat their offense.
Absolutely.
And that's the game. That was
absolutely.
The game, which, that's the Patriots' way right now.
I'll take it.
So, good win on y'all. 100%. I was not expecting it. You called it once again. Yeah. At least one of us is always right.
That's right.
So, moving on to topic number 2, segue into this topic. Patriots versus Panthers. Obviously, his team versus my team. Y'all know how I feel about mine recently. Just coming off of a win. So
I feel better about yours than you do.
So, that's good. We came off of a win. So, you go ahead and start. Patriots versus Panthers. What you going to see? What's your prediction? All that bullshit.
I mean, I'm never going to... I'll just, y'all know, I don't care how badly, I'll never pick against the Patriots, to be quite honest with you. So, I'm going to go with the Patriots.
Okay.
The overall theme is, obviously, the reunion, right? Gilmore is finally back. Going to play the Patriots. I didn't watch y'all's game really at all.
Okay.
You said he got limited snaps. How was Gilmore last week? You do pretty good?
So he played 35% of the snaps.
That's a nice number to come back.
He was targeted 6 times, and he only allowed 1 catch, and he was basically shadowing Kyle Pitts, who had 1 reception for 6 yards on Gilmore.
If y'all didn't know how good he was, man, I mean...
He had 2 total, I think, but 1 Gilmore wasn't covering him. So, 35% of snaps, 6 targets, 1 allowed catch for 6 yards, and he also had an interception to seal the game.
Absolutely, dude. It's a good... Did he really? His first game back?
Yeah.
There you go, man. He's 31.
From Rock Hill, South Carolina.
He is. It's his hometown.
Yep. He wanted to go to...
He's 31, he's an old guy, but dude, he is so smart and so aggressive. He's incredible.
So if he wouldn't have got traded with the free agency, he said he would have probably signed with the Panthers anyway.
Probably. I mean, a hometown team. Y'all have a good... He's not going to go to like a shitty team either, No. But yeah, so that's one thing to look out for. One headline is Gilmore versus Patriot. Gilmore versus the rookie. That's going to be tough for us. And then also quarterback. I don't know. Sam Darnold's okay, right? Is he good?
No, he's it hasn't come out yet that if he's going to play or not. I doubt it. Concussion protocol, we all know, takes like 2 to 3 weeks. So I'm assuming he's probably going to be out.
So PJ maybe.
So it's either going to be PJ. We did sign a quarterback that was drafted. He was an undrafted free agent last year. I'm not sure of his name. I can't remember.
Okay.
We picked him up from the Rams. So he might be a better passer, and we might start him, but I'm not 100% sure. But expect PJ Walker to start for the Carolina Panthers come Sunday.
That's another headline important there. So I was kind of hoping to know, and I know Bill does too, because we want to scheme for a quarterback. And listen, Sam can move. He really can for a white dude. He can move. But PJ, that dude can he's quick as hell. Yes. So he's a great mobile quarterback. And if y'all scheme well enough, that's a whole different team basically. But I do have some keys to the game. I don't know about you.
Good.
We'll start with your Panthers. Okay. Our third down defense is but in our wins, they've been very good. If y'all can get the third down conversions on offense just to keep drives alive, you have a great chance of beating us. I'll segue that into coaching. Overall, schematically, because I think it's going to be a great game. I'm nervous. Every game we fucking play is close, so I'm going to be nervous again. Literally every game. even though the losses are close, every game we play will be close. I'm interested in see what his game plan is going to be against our defense. I really am. I don't know if he's going to let your offense coordinator venture out a little bit. If you guys can just be the same old team, and then the quarterback decision's a huge deal. If PJ plays, will y'all try to venture out? Because Bill Belichick 0-3 against the Panthers in regular season games.
How's the run defense?
The run defense is better, but we give up big plays.
Okay.
Like we did last week. So you'll have a true average of maybe 2 or 3 yards a carry, but you'll bust open one for 80. It happens once every other week. We've done that, seriously.
Okay.
So on paper, not great.
Okay.
Pass defense is okay. I mean, they're good. They're good. I mean, we're top 10 defense. You know what I mean? We got a solid defense. But yeah, I think coaching, I'm really interested in what y'all's game plan will be. Y'all's scheme will be offensively. And then for y'all's defense, shouldn't be a fucking problem. Josh McDaniels talked about it all week, and I agree with him. He said it will be the toughest challenge for our offense. He's 100% right. We played good defenses or okay defense. We're not going to play a defense that's good the rest of the season. There's no fucking way.
Correct.
So,
I agree.
And he said how fast y'all were. You've been saying it. You're right. Y'all have the fastest, not even close. You have the fastest fucking defense, in all 3 levels: front line, mid-level linebackers, and defensive backs. Gilmore's slow, but it's fine. He's locked down. I just think I need to pressure the quarterback. He's a rookie. Yeah, I think he does well under pressure for a rookie, but he's still a rookie. You get in his face, get in his grill. He can't really run that great. He's not all that fast, all that athletic. Make him move, make him uncomfortable. You guys have a good chance to win. What about y'all? What do you think?
With the Panthers defense, Matt Rule came out and said we are a defensive team. That's not saying their offense sucks, but obviously,
when your defense is number 1 in the league,
All Pro and Stephon Gilmore, 4 or 5 first-round picks, 3 second-round picks.
Weren't y'all the first team ever to draft a whole
7 straight draft picks on defense?
Players?
So we've got 4 or 5 first-round picks on our starting defense, a couple second-rounders, and then an All-Pro. And Stephon Gilmore. So we are a defensive team, fastest defense in the league, and our defense is pretty much fully healthy. Shaq Thompson played a limited number of snaps. I don't think it was 35. I think it was a little over that, below 50. He recorded 10 tackles solo by himself in under 50%, which led the team, and he had a pick.
Yep.
So Shaq Thompson being back is, I said it last week, fucking amazing. Shaq being back.
Yeah.
Stephon Gilmore being back, he already fucking was locked down.
Yeah.
On obviously their best receiver and the biggest receiver. So the defense is fully back, not including J.C. Horn. I don't know if C.J. Henderson's going to play, but if C.J. does, there's our nickel.
Yeah.
Now defense is going to be a problem for y'all. I do have another statistic pulled up. The pass rush, I've been saying it all year, fucking amazing. So you got Hassan Reddick and Brian Burns on the outside. In the first 8 games, they're 12 in sacks, which is the most by any edge rush duo.
Yep.
19 in tackles for loss, 66 tackles. Those are all most by any edge rush duo, and 20 QB hits, which is second.
Yep.
Most. So,
nice. I mean, those stats. That's good.
With y'all's offensive line, just like ours, they suck.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting better.
They are. I would take y'all's any day over
ours.
Yeah,
I would too. We talked about that. I definitely would take ours.
So I think pass rush is going to be a problem for y'all. And obviously just being a all-around great defense. Yep. Who knows? Y'all might come and fucking blow us out of the water. But I don't think it'll happen. So our key to the game is just to limit y'all's offense.
Yep.
Our offense, per se, without Sam Darnold, honestly, I don't know how effective it's going to be. We have changed to a running team. I know 2 games ago, Matt Rule came out and said he wants to run the ball effectively a lot. Didn't happen against the Giants. It did happen against the Falcons. We had 46 attempts on the ground.
Wow.
Some being Sam Darnold. And we're going to have to do that against the Patriots because Sam Darnold's not going to play.
Yeah.
Josh Love is the quarterback we signed. But if P.J. Walker plays, he's kind of like a Cam Newton. He can't really throw the ball very accurate.
No, but he's an effortless runner, though.
Yeah, great. I mean, yeah, that's true. But you're going to have to be able to stop the run. That's why I asked how good y'all's run defense was. So we're going to have
on the day, man.
to beat the Patriots, we're going to have to run the ball effectively, and our defense is going to have to control the game. I'm talking we need to get turnovers, which Patriots, I don't think it's going to be. I think Mac Jones is a very conservative quarterback, and y'all are a very good offense. So it's going to be tough.
Yeah. We'll go into that right now. Patriots keys to the game. Often we have to get the run game going. Passing's not gonna. I'm sorry, it's just not gonna happen. I mean, he might get a few third down completions in here and there, a few short yardage. I don't think and it'll be a combination of both because y'all are so good front and deep back. It'll be a combination of you'll either have time to throw or nobody open, or more than likely he won't have time to throw. He'll get sacked, he'll throw it away, whatever. Our run game has to pretty much win the game, in my opinion. If we don't drop a 150 bomb, I don't think we're going to win. Transitioning to that, we can move the ball. That's great. But like I said earlier, we struggled in the red zone against the Chargers. We have to do better in the red zone, more specifically goal line, which nowadays, I'm glad people start. I see it more on other good defenses. We actually have a pretty solid fucking goal line defense. We've had a lot of clutch goal line stops and shit. Did it against Cowboys a couple times, Chargers a couple times the other day or once. Y'all's everything defense will be good. I saw y'all against the Giants had a really clutch goal line defensive stop. So it's really hard for us. For some reason, we get on goal, first and goal, whatever it is. I think it's that 5 to 7 yard mark right on the edge. We cannot get in. I don't know if it's play calling or no, we're not. I don't know if it's play calling or what. We got to get that shit across the fucking goal line, man. I don't know what our problem is. If we can do that a couple times, we'll have a chance. And then, speaking of offensive line, we have got to get pressure on whoever your fucking quarterback is.
Right.
Judon is tied for third, I think, or tied for fourth with 8.5 sacks in the league.
Is he left, right, what?
No, both. He switches sides.
Well,
I don't know what the schematic reason is, though. I really don't.
Rush on the other side of Taylor Moton, and he'll get to him every time.
Okay, then I'm sure. What is he? A left tackle?
Right.
Okay, so I guarantee you'll see Mr. Red Sleeves on the fucking left side of the field. Yeah. So get to the quarterback and whoever it is, and then I always get nervous about this. J.C. Jackson's not a small cornerback per se. He's probably average. But with Gilmore gone, I'm just letting you know, we have a tiny ass little fucking group of DBs. They're tough and they're athletic and they're, they can jump and stuff. But dude, talk about 50-50 balls, man. Like if y'all throwing up to DJ Moore, he's gonna catch it. I'm just like, if it's like a one-on-one, he's gonna catch it. I get so nervous with that.
That's our only receiver.
Like our safety, like Devin McCourty's gonna have to fucking make hella plays against y'all. If y'all go to the pass game, if we give y'all time to pass, Devin McCourty's gonna have to make some plays because y'all are gonna win 50-50 balls. Y'all get big plays off that. It's gonna happen. So that's my key to the game. Try and get pass deflection on 50-50 balls. Pressure your quarterback defensively and offensively. Run game and get in the end zone on goal line.
So I don't think the Patriots are going to have a hard time stopping the Panthers. So I don't think that's
what defensively stopping.
I think our offense is not going to be up to par, especially with Sam Darnold being out. I think that's a huge hit. Yeah. I know when I was watching the game with a couple Panther fans, and they were like, "Oh, aren't you happy?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm happy we won, but I'm really fucking upset that Sam Darnold's hurt because we are fucked the next week or two, especially because we're not going to be able to pass the ball." So if y'all can stop the run game, y'all are golden. I think y'all got it in the bag as long as y'all don't turn the ball over. So you had 3 keys to the game. I got 1. If the Patriots do not turn the ball over, y'all are going to win the game.
Yeah, which is tough against y'all's fucking defense.
Yeah, well, it will be. So it's going to have to be y'all. You're going to see a bunch of conservative short passes. I'm talking like 2 yard, 3 yard, 1 yard.
Yeah,
the standard Patriots shit. I mean, y'all did it with Brady. Y'all are going to do it now. It's going to have to be short little passes.
Yeah.
Because y'all aren't going to have time to throw the ball, but you got to just not turn the ball over, and y'all should be fine. Now, before the season started, I thought the Panthers were going to win. Now, I'm going to say the Patriots just because of Sam Darnold. If Sam Darnold was healthy, I think we have a shot.
This isn't confirmed, by the way. He could still play. They have not officially ruled him out. He probably won't.
It's doubtful. He's doubtful. I wish he was, but
I know. I'm excited to go. Every time the Patriots come to town, I go because we're in North Carolina.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I went to the last game we played, 2013. Remind me that crazy Monday night game, really close game, questionable call to end the game, but like if you're not like a unbiased fan, you think, wow, it was a crazy game. I thought it was really insane. And I got to be there, so I'll be at the game Sunday, so I'll be checking that out firsthand like you do.
Yep.
See how that vibe's like over there at Bank of America.
I'm telling you, like, if you're like me and you can just see the whole field, I know
It's gonna be awesome.
On the TV you get to hear the announcers, they break down the plays.
Yeah,
but
it's only good if you're watching Tony Romo. That's about it.
When you're watching a game in the stands and you see the whole field,
yeah,
you can see every single route being run, every blitz being called. You can see it all, and that's why I love going. Just I can see everything.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. I mean, I'm excited to go to a game. I haven't seen my team in 7 years or whatever it's been. But yeah, that'll be cool. You can see the other shit. That's with any sport event. You get to see the other shit they don't show on TV.
Exactly. So sadly, I probably won't be there. I got to work unless I can squeak out. But
squeak out of there. Come on.
I won't be there. But. So yeah, that's my key to the game. I think the Patriots are probably gonna pull it out just because Sam's out. But like I said, don't turn the ball over. Y'all will win. And if we can somehow run the ball effectively, I think we got a shot.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be tough. So moving on, Sam Darnold's out. We're gonna go to injuries this week. So Sam Darnold being out, concussion. Yeah. I'm thinking 2 weeks. He's probably out. Now a bunch of other players got injured this week. Key players.
We'll just start with the big one.
Holy
right?
shit. Derrick motherfucking Henry.
Out.
What was your take last week on the Titans?
I think I'm quoting here. The Titans will be fucked. I don't know if they'll win a single game without Derrick Henry. Is that an exaggeration? We're about to fucking test that theory, okay? Because he's out indefinitely. What is it? 7 weeks or something? That's literally playoffs. Like they go to the second round of playoffs.
They said he could make it back, but we'll see.
Yeah. So I hate it for him. It sucks. And he had like 28 carries in the game. Like it was after the game that they decided
he was
hurt. So I'm wondering if there was a little mismanagement there. Like if they didn't.
You see it time and time again. Big star players, they'll see if they can power through, and after the game,
I'm fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
So you said Derrick Henry. If Derrick Henry wasn't playing, the Titans are shit.
Yep.
Now, what about the signing of Adrian Peterson? What do you think that'll bring?
Well, I picked up in fantasy because I have Derrick Henry, and I'm just going to test the waters, see what happens. Yeah. But they're clearly going to rely more on their passing game.
Which they got Julio, A.J. Brown.
A.J. Brown is something else, man. They got A.J. Brown, Julio. I like Swain, pretty underrated tight end. And their O-line is still pretty damn stout.
Yeah, it's one of the best in the league.
So really, it's going to be the Ryan Tannehill show. If they win a game, it's going to be on him because their defense, and guess what? They're still fucking awful. So they're still going to have to win games on offense. So it's going to be the Ryan Tannehill fucking show.
I told you last week. I don't think Derrick Henry being out. I know it's going to take a toll on the Titans, but I don't think it'd be that big of a toll, like you were saying. I think they'll be fine. I mean, it's going to hurt him a little bit, but if Adrian Peterson can play like he did last year with the Lions, they'll be all right.
Yeah, he got about 4 yards a carry, I think, last year, which isn't bad.
He still hasn't lost it. I mean, he's not, the fucking 2013 Adrian Peterson we saw.
No, that's just because of speed. He's still smart and he has decent power still.
So he even tweeted, that big truck he had off the reception when he was playing the Steelers?
Yeah.
He said, I still got it. I think, or some shit like that on a tweet. So, or he said, I think I can still do that. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to be that big of a loss. The Titans, they'll be fine. Tannehill's not that bad of a quarterback when it comes to play action. And the play action will still be there because their offensive line's still fucking great. And Adrian Peterson being there, that's a good fucking help.
Yeah.
So, I think they'll be fine.
I may have over-exaggerated, but we'll find out. We'll see soon.
So the next one on the list is Jameis Winston
for
the
guy,
Saints.
Man, I feel bad.
Yeah, he got fucked up. His leg, that was horrible.
Torn ACL, dude. Yeah, that was one of those, sometimes you see it and you're like, what the fuck happened? But that one, you kind of look, you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah,
man.
it was bad.
He's either hyperextended it or he fucking pulled something.
And it looked like if he would have landed on it, his leg would have been dangling.
Oh, don't even say that. Oh, my God.
He got lucky.
He would have broke his knee, literally.
Yeah, he got lucky, even though it doesn't seem like it. But Jameis being out, that's going to hurt the Saints.
It is.
Trevor Taysom's out too, right?
Yeah, that's why Trevor had to play.
So Trevor Siemian is let's see what he can do.
He's a backup, true.
He's a backup quarterback. We've seen it time and time again. Backup quarterbacks come in, they do great. They get signed after 6 games to a big contract, and they suck.
Case Keenum.
That's Brock Osweiler,
Brock Osweiler.
Nick Foles.
Yeah.
It happens all the fucking time. So it's because they're backups for a reason. Ryan Fitzpatrick, keep them as backups.
Yeah.
So I think he'll be fine a couple games, but then teams are gonna start finding his.
And also they play the Bucs, who have a really poor defensive pat. They're poor in the backfield too.
They really are. They shouldn't be, but they are.
A lot of penalties saved them. So if they play in any half-ass backfield, he's gonna fuck up. We saw him at Denver. He's not set up for the starting job.
But Jameis was having a great year. He was doing a great job. Moving to that scheme with Sean Payton being a fucking offensive guru, he was doing a really good job and being rejuvenated because he had a hard time in Tampa. But yeah, I feel bad for him. But the Saints they're gonna struggle now with Simeon.
Yeah. Yeah. They got a big win, but they're just there's no way they do it. Well, I say that, but also, I don't know. Sean Payton really is one of the best. I mean, in my opinion, it's like Bill, Sean McDermott, Sean Payton. Or you could switch the other two. I mean, he's so good.
Yeah, he is.
So he could maybe carry. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, he did it with Teddy, and Teddy sucks ass. So, yeah, you might be right. You're gonna see.
Time will tell.
You're not gonna see a lot of long passes like Jameis, but you're gonna see a bunch of short little passes like the Patriots.
If you got Alvin Kamara in fantasy, get fucking ready, dude. This guy's gonna get 10. He's gonna pull McCaffrey's 10 catches.
They already lead the fucking league in screens every single year.
Yep.
Look for it to double.
Yep.
And Mark Ingram's back, so that's a big
there you
pickup
go.
for them.
That's right.
All right, so next injury, it's not really a new injury, but Gronk being injured.
Well, it's a big deal for Gronk because he was out with the rib injury, and then he goes out with back spasm, which were caused by the rib. Some thing happened on the. I don't know how it works, but I read an article today, and it had to do with his rib injury, and he literally just. I mean, he tried and he just couldn't do it.
Right.
It's vintage Gronk now. It's only a matter of time. I hate saying it, but it's only a matter of time. He was healthy last year for the most part, and. Yeah, it sucks. I mean, they need him. Listen, he's a great red zone threat. Cameron Brate's a great secondary tight end.
Yep.
Probably starts on most teams, I would think,
Cameron Brate,
at tight end.
Oh, yeah.
But Gronk's a great red zone threat, and he had a great start to the season before he got hurt. So I think it's a big loss.
It's going to hurt their run game.
They could have used him. I mean, that's a reliable target for Tom. They could have used him a lot.
It's going to hurt their run game on those power runs with Leonard Fournette.
Oh, yeah.
Gronk's a great blocking tight end.
Terrific.
You're missing one of the two. Yeah. It's going to hurt them, especially on those power runs when you have two tight end sets. So
yeah, they're going to – Mike Evans and Godwin are going to have to carry, like in the old Winston days. They're going to have to do it all.
Yeah. So Gronk being out is going to hurt Tampa. Asante Samuel Jr., you brought that up.
I watched it. It was a Chargers game. First off, he was Pro Football Focus ranked him going into that game 7th of all rookies, above Mac Jones, of all people, in ranking. He was having a pretty damn good season. The only other cornerback ahead of him was Diggs from Cowboys, who's on that record pace, with interceptions and whatnot. But yeah, it's just a concussion for now, but it was pretty major. Like he was out. There's no question he was out. Definitely out this next week, maybe the following. Mm-hmm. So that's a big loss for them. I don't know who they're playing next week, but they lost 2 in a row. So that's not good for the Chargers.
It's not. All right, last one we got is D-Hop. DeAndre Hopkins, he came in on a couple plays with a bad hamstring.
Dumbass coach.
Just to try to get them, back in the groove because they needed him. They really did.
Real quick, they said he checked himself in. You believe that shit?
I don't know.
I don't believe that. I think dumbass Kingsbury put his ass in the game.
I don't blame it. They needed him. They really did.
Does your other leg work? Huh? Yeah, my other leg's fine. I'll get in there.
Yeah, he got a catch on a couple, like the 2 or 3 times he went in there after the fact. But yeah, that was not a smart move. He might not play next week. He's questionable, but if his hamstring was bothering them that bad, hamstrings are going to take a while.
And as a receiver,
I tore mine. Man. It was a partial tear. It was more like a pull, and I was out for 5 weeks.
Oh my god!
So if he pulled it, you're looking at 3 to 4.
Yeah.
But I'm no doctor. I fucking suck at medical shit. So maybe,
You're no doctor? Damn. Fooled me.
All right. So our last topic is trades before the deadline. We're recording this on Tuesday. We're a day late. We usually record on Monday after the game.
Yeah.
So Trade deadline hit today at 4 p.m. Only two only two trades, really. Two trades hit, and then obviously we'll go ahead and get to it. Henry Ruggs released from the Raiders.
Yep.
He got that fatal car crash.
Really sad, man.
He got charged with a DUI on the car crash. So
if you don't know, he got a DUI, drunk driving arrest, and he got in a wreck, and he killed the other person on impact with his wreck. So he'll be out of the NFL, man. He's going to jail.
Yeah, it
sucks.
Tough for him. He was on a good team. Obviously, the Raiders aren't bad.
A young, talented star.
Yeah, and just mistakes.
Hate it for him.
Mistakes happen. Personal matter. Let's see if he can bounce back in life in general. But moving on from that, we got Melvin Ingram.
Yep.
Going from the Chargers to the Chiefs for a 6th-round pick. I don't know about the money situation. I didn't look into it. But for a 6th-round pick, Melvin Ingram, that's not bad.
Steelers.
I don't know why I said Chargers.
Well, he used to play for them.
Yeah. So, for a 6th-round pick, that's not that bad. I don't know about the money.
That's a good grade for them. Anything they do to get their defense better is a great fucking trade. So that's because, hey, he's pretty fucking good in my eyes. I mean, I don't know what he is, off the field or whatever, but yeah, he's a very athletic linebacker. That's a good pickup for him.
No, it's not bad.
And it's cheap as shit. So.
He's 32, so he's probably there for a year, maybe 2, to try to get them in the playoffs at least. Yeah. Maybe they can do some damage in the playoffs. We don't know if they make it. But yeah, he's not a bad pass rush or linebacker in general, so that's not a bad pickup for them. I don't know about the money situation, but a 6th-round pick's not bad. Now the big one that we have right here.
This one just drives me fucking insane, but I'm so happy because I love this team.
Von Miller is going to the Rams for a 2nd and 3rd round picks, or
in next year's
2nd
draft.
and 3rd round picks for the next year's draft. Now, I did do some research on this. The Broncos are taking the majority of his contract this year. More than a majority.
They are, but they're also it's kind of a win-win for them because they're a team that we all know they're not going to do. I mean, they might win a few more games, maybe be 500. They're competitive. I like their coach. Yeah. I really do. Defensive mind. I like their team honestly, but.
Rebuilding.
They have guys like Chubb and all them came in a couple years ago. You knew this was probably going to come. He's either going to start to fall off or retire, or they were going to trade him. So it happened. I'm just surprised the Rams were able to get the trade. I don't know if they did it out of just respect for him, like let's send you to a good team. I don't know, or if the Rams were seriously talking about it for a while. I don't know how that worked out, but it's a win-win just because his age. And the Broncos' state of kind of trying to rebuild, they save almost $10 million immediately. They got to pay the rest this year, but it's saying next year's all gone. Right. So they save a lot of cap for next year. They lose a couple picks, but they still got the first rounder that they're going to have. And they still got Bradley Chubb to kind of take over his role as a pass rusher. So it's a win for them with the Rams, dude. Let's think about
he did suffer an injury last week against Washington, so we'll see if he even plays next week, but
it might not be immediately, but he'll play this season. He'll play. But think 2015, right? Even then, Jalen Ramsey. We'll call it 2017, like right in the prime of Jalen Ramsey, Von Miller, and Aaron Donald, right? Ramsey and Donald still probably both top in their category. Von Miller, as a pass rusher, at least one of the top in his category, I think. Still, if he's not hurt,
right.
It's pretty fucking unfair. Because the Rams' defense is already fucking good.
Yep.
And they're just like, here, we'll just throw this guy in. Mm-hmm. I mean, come on, dude. It's really annoying. It's like y'all with fucking Gilmore. You're like, yeah, we got the number one defense in the league.
We got the money.
Here, we're going to take the defense player of the year from 2 years ago. That's fine.
For
like,
literally nothing.
Man.
Yeah, it really is unfair. Matt Rule was having his press conference as that happened. So a bunch of the reporters that was interviewing him got it on their phone. And he was like, yeah, by the way, Von Miller just got traded to the Rams. What do you say about that? He went, I mean, what can you say about that? Just good for them.
Yeah, good for them.
I mean, so, that's big. So they got another fucking amazing pass rusher. Only one of I think he's the only defensive player to win MVP. Well, not the only, but in the last 20 years, only defensive player to win MVP in the Super Bowl.
Yep, that's right.
Von Miller, great addition to them for, I mean, after this, you've got to say they say fuck the draft. I mean, the Sean McDermott is like, all right, I don't give a fuck about the draft. He's already given away 3 first-round picks for Matthew Stafford. Just gave a second and third, multiple second and third for Von Miller. I mean, he's got to think. A couple of years ago, he drafted Jared Goff in the first round, and he's like,
fuck the draft.
Fuck this shit.
I'm gonna get one of these already great quarterbacks. I don't give a fuck what it costs.
Which, I mean, it might work out. Who gives a fuck?
You gotta pull up your whole cap space thing one day. We gotta look at how their future's gonna look. I don't know how much money they have, but right now they got Robert Woods. Robert Woods is a great receiver. He's probably a number 1 on most teams,
and he's
easily their second guy. They have. I can't believe I didn't pull it up.
Dude,
Cooper Kupp's numbers right now are on pace for record breaking.
To beat Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
He is on pace to beat Calvin Johnson.
And he's on pace to get, I think, second behind Randy Moss in touchdowns in a single fucking season.
So you got to think, fucking Matthew Stafford had Calvin Johnson could have been one of the best, the greatest wide receiver of all time if he would have stayed healthy and stayed in the league longer. And now he's making Cooper Kupp. I'm going to say he's making Cooper Kupp because Cooper Kupp's not Calvin Johnson. He's not. He's making Cooper Kupp look like a fucking stud. Cooper Kupp's good.
Dude, he gets like a true 10 fucking catches a game. He's got 1,000 yards or 960 yards already.
Close.
You fucking kidding me?
He's
go for 2,000, bro. Let's do it. Get 130 catches for 20 touchdowns. That'd be crazy, man.
And I told you the Rams are my NFC champions.
They
are definitely my fucking NFC champions now. Crazy, they just added to the shit. I was saying they were going to be great before Stafford. Then they got Stafford. I'm like, all right, there's your NFC champions. Now they got Von Miller. I'm like, now they're fucking definitely.
Only thing I'm nervous about, and I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to knock on wood, man. Got to stay healthy. Matthew Stafford cannot get hurt. He's been there in the past. If he's hurt, that'll change things. I don't know. I don't know who the backup is. No idea. It's still Blake Bortles? I don't know. But if he's hurt, they're fucked. If he can stay healthy, there's no way any NFC team can beat them. And with that said, there's no NFC team that can beat them either. So
16-1?
That's realistic. Yeah, they got their one out of the way. They got their one hiccup out of the way. Yeah, sure.
I said it 16-1. They're going 16-1. Still there.
If they lose next week, man, you can never say that again. You said the Bucks were going to go 16-1. Come on.
I know. Well, they just fucking put a smackdown on the Texans. They benched all their starters, and then the Texans scored 22 unanswered, and they're like, all right.
In the last 8, it took 8 minutes.
Yeah.
They don't have depth apparently, no. But yeah.
We'll put y'all back in. So yeah, the Rams are fucking stout. That was a good pickup by them, obviously, for next to nothing because they don't care about the draft, which it's working out for them. So who gives a shit? But yeah, that was our episode. Pretty nice episode. Yeah. I'm fucking tired.
Yeah, me too. I'm starting to get bags under my eyes.
Right. Anything else you want to share?
No.
No?
I'm pretty fucking tired.
All right. Sounds good. Well, thank you guys for watching. Tune in next Wednesday for episode 53, I believe.
That's correct.
Possibly, yep. All right, episode 53, and we'll catch you later.